People who have had coworkers steal your food. How did you get revenge? I got tired of having sandwiches stolen, so made a turkey sandwich and let it sit on the counter for a couple days before taking it in. Sure enough, it disappeared, and someone had to leave early that day because they got sick. Never owned up to stealing it, and thefts did seem to stop. Found out who did it by waiting until everyone left for the day and walked around the entire office looking in everyone's trash cans until I found remnants of what used to be my $3 frozen microwave meal. It could have been an honest mistake, but I don't even care. The following day, I took the license plate off of her car and threw it into the dumpster. At my former job, we had a fridge bandit. This person would pick the tidbits out of your food. Example, the shrimp out of your Chinese. However, their biggest trait was taking sandwiches out of lunchboxes. After dealing with multiple employee complaints and being a telecom communications company, I asked for cameras in the break room. My request was denied. So, vigilante action came into play. I spoke with 3 of the food victims and instructed them to meet me in my office the next day, 15 mins before their shift. When they showed up, I had a loaf of bread and 2 cans of wet cat food. We made some new sandwiches to replace the ones in their lunchboxes. I had them remove the real sandwiches to store in my office refrigerator. The culprit took the bait, and one of the sandwiches was stolen. We never saw who, but after that day, there wasn't another theft before I moved on to another company and promotion. Petty and gross, but I love thinking about the big first bite they took and the reaction that followed. Lesson learned. I never got revenge, but I did get him to stop. It was baby sister's idea, actually. I placed a clean, still in the wrapper, tampon on the top of the food in the paper bag. He never touched my stuff again. I like spicy food, really spicy food. Like I regularly put scorpion pepper on a lot of my dishes. I started making breakfast sandwiches and this guy at work kept eating them. I asked him to stop, told him those were not communal because we do share coffee creamer and stuff like that, but told him I'd be happy to prep him some since that's something I do. Next day he comes in and heats one up and I said nothing. That night I made 2 burritos and put 1/2 of a scorpion pepper in each one, put my homemade habanero pepper salsa on them, and used a Carolina Reaper pepper hot sauce as well. After 30 minutes in the bathroom, he never ate my food again. Little bitch. We had an employee who stole food and drinks all the time. Let's call her Erica since that's her name. She had a habit of stealing my single-serve yogurts from the fridge. I used a syringe to inject ghost chili oil into a strawberry fruit on the bottom cup. What she thought was strawberry juice instead made her mouth burn, her eyes water, and made her vomit. I stayed late at the office that evening, fished the offending yogurt cup out of her trash, and deposited it in her top drawer so that she knew that someone was watching her. I put a hidden camera in the fridge, caught him red-handed on camera digging through everyone's lunches. Then, I sent a mass email to everyone in the office with the title, "Found the Office Rat." He quit a few days later because everyone hated him and treated him bad after karma's a bitch, Louie. I was sitting chatting with someone in the break room. She was eating and I wasn't. She asked why I wasn't eating lunch. I told her because she was eating my lunch. She froze mid-chew. It was beautiful. Not revenge, but she was mortified, caught in the act. Now I think about how young and broke we all were, and I have a little more compassion. Not that I would ever do this, but had a friend who did. At least twice a week, my lady coworker who would make a nice lunch for herself and leave it in the community fridge. For protection, she wrote her name in large letters and even stapled the bag. And twice a week it was stolen and the bag never returned. She thought on this for some time, and it really bothered her. She decided to make her wonderful fudge brownies for her dessert. Everyone in the office loved her brownies. She always brought them to the office parties. She mentioned that she had those beautiful brownies in her lunch bag today. However, this time she used 4 bars of chocolate X-Lax. About 4 p.m., one of the male workers could be heard yelping in the men's room, "Oh my God, oh my God." Apparently, he called his wife on his cell, who brought him some fresh clothes to change into, including socks and shoes. He told everyone the next day it must have been the lasagna from the night before. Nothing was ever missing from the fridge again. Not coworkers, but classmates. When I was like 14, I had a friend who would never bring lunch, Australia BTW, and he would always beg me for food. Once, I had a homemade slice of apple pie, and this kid asked me for some. I gave him half of my sandwich and told him that was all. I then left my bag to go do who knows what. I come back 3 minutes before class and check for my laptop. I find the laptop, but I realized, I should probably check on my apple pie. So that's what I did. I find it missing, and my hungry friend's breath is smelling of apple and cinnamon. I really wanted that pie. So the next day, I decide to get my revenge. I beat my meat into a cup and mix the goo with some mayonnaise. I then grab the pepper spray from my mom's purse and use it to make hot sauce. I put it all into a wrap with some bacon and cheese, then go to school. That lunch, my apple pie stealing friend asked for food, so I gladly gave him the wrap. He gulps it down. I then see his face turn pale. The spice had kicked in. His face then starts to go into 20 different shades of red, and he runs to the water bubblers. He screams like high-pitched girly screams. He then sprints to the toilet and slams the stall door shut. He was 30 minutes late to class that day. I still remember a story told by one of my aunts when I was a kid. Her lunch kept disappearing from the refrigerator at work. She made a nice-looking sandwich with good bread, lettuce, tomato, etc., and a good layer of canned dog food in the middle of all that. Found the thief when they started barfing mid-sandwich. You don't mess with Aunt Shirley or her lunch. My granddad put laxatives in some brownies, then told his boss what he did. So the boss sends the guy on a business trip to a city that's about 2 hours away. A 4-hour trip going there and back took him like 10 hours. I had a zip-up lunch bag that went into the fridge. I went to grab it and my sandwich was gone. Or I had a Tupperware with leftovers in it. The asshole would eat the meat and leave the bones or leave behind some veggies. I was sick of finding out at the last minute that my lunch was gone and forced to either go hungry or order out. I started bringing a cooler into work, but what a pain in the ass that was to deal with melting ice and travel with a heavy cooler like I was going to the beach. All for some asshole who couldn't keep his hands to himself. So I started including brownies that I baked a large dose of X-Lax chocolates into. It was a good amount that would have someone shitting their brains out for several hours. Amazingly, the brownies were stolen several times, at least 3x, maybe more. Don't remember exactly, it was 10 plus years ago. And then, just like that, the food theft stopped. Whoever ate those brownies, I hope it was worth it. Hope your asshole turned inside out from all the diarrhea. Next time, keep your hands away from other people's food. Thanks for watching. We upload every day, so make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day and see you in the next one.